Adults, not liking a whole lot of foods can be an endless hassle. So if that's you or someone you know, is there anything you can or should do about it?
There's some things that I'm just pretty reluctant to try based on smell and things, really.
Everyone knows someone who's a challenge to dine with. We're not talking about allergies or intolerances. They just don't like half the menu and feel impossible to please. But it's no fun for them either.
I tend to look at the menu before we go out so I can make sure there's something I know that I can eat. Sometimes I do struggle to find something, there'll be beautiful dishes on the menu and then there'll be one component, something that I really, really don't like.
We all have things we don't like to eat. Many hate Brussels sprouts. Licorice has us divided, and even a national delicacy like fresh quinoa gets a mixed response. Being a bit picky as a kid is pretty normal. It's when it carries into adulthood that some of us struggle.
There's just some foods that really don't taste good. Like a prime example is coriander. For the people that don't like it, it's so real. It taints every food that it touches.
And she's not alone.
Yeah, my siblings are very, very fussy.
I don't like pasta. I don't like carbonara sauce.
Seafood, fish.
I don't like beef.
Pork or lamb.
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots.
In the old days, you'd be told to harden up, to eat or go without. But could that attitude do more harm than good?
Well, joining us from Wellington is nutritional therapist Judith Yevesley with some answers tonight. And Judith, look, I don't blame the fussy eaters, right? I feel sorry for them. I blame the parents. It goes right back to childhood. It's the parents' fault, right?
Right. So how about if I throw 3 scenarios at you and then you answer that question? So scenario number 1 is they've done studies on children, on babies who grow up to be super selective eaters, and they have different sucking patterns at 2 weeks and 4 weeks than those who go on to be competent eaters. Second scenario, you are a child who has extreme sensory sensitivities, and so eating can actually be a painful experience if it's a texture that you're not super comfortable with. Third scenario, I work with a ton of families where there are 1, 2 or 3 children who eat perfectly competently, and there is 1 child who eats food, crackers from a blue plate. You tell me, in which of those scenarios is it the parents' fault?
I'd like to, but these guys got a whole lot of questions. So
what are some of those ways that you can make change? If you really want to, if you're a fussy eater and you want to make change, what are some of the ways to do it?
It would be the same as when you're a child. It's really getting more comfortable around foods, and often that's by making slight changes to the things that you eat. So just taking a food that you're comfortable with and finding something pretty similar to it, or changing it slightly, and just getting that change process rolling, and in which case building your comfort and your confidence that you're able to eat new things, and then you can build on that to eat other new things.
So you're saying that my technique of putting cheese on everything is actually, that's for real?
It's inspired. It's great.
Now, in the old days, I certainly was just told to harden up and eat what's there or go without. Is that helpful?
This is interesting because this is one of my favourite myths. Uncle Bill tells you, well, in my day, you just, you ate it or you starved. I speak to so many parents who are my generation who had these tactics and done to them when they were children, and they are really not comfortable around food or certain foods. They're quite traumatized around the peas that came round for breakfast. And my question is always, does this make your child more comfortable around food? And if the answer is no, it kind of seems counterproductive to me.
Hey Judith, fascinating chat. Thanks so much for your time.
No, it's been great to be on. Thank you very much.